found another form of cancer that he has now started regular treatments for. CBS foreign correspondent Ramy Inocencio is in London for more. Ramy, what can you tell us about this diagnosis? Of course, he just underwent surgery. Now it sounds like there's another form of cancer. The fact that they're sending this kind of communication, how serious could this be?
Lilia, hi there. Yes, and just to clarify, the initial procedure that King Charles went under last week, for which he was discharged, is not cancer. That was for a procedure for benign prostate enlargement. Unfortunately, the news is now different, as we've just gotten in the past few minutes, as they were doing that procedure, for his benign prostate enlargement. They said a separate issue of concern was noted. I'm reading from the statement from Buckingham Palace, which is just past the embargo. They said that subsequent diagnostic tests have identified that as a form of cancer. He will continue, though, with his state duties, but he will step back from public engagements. Buckingham Palace also says that His Majesty has started a schedule of regular treatments, and he has also been advised by doctors to postpone any of these public-facing duties to avoid public interaction. But throughout this period, they say that His Majesty will continue to do state business and official paperwork as usual, but again, to avoid any public interaction during this time where he is being treated for cancer.
So, Ramy, a few things leap out to me in this statement. First, they say that they wanted to release it to avoid speculation into the health of the king, but of course speculation is going to follow because all we're being told is that the cancer is a, quote, form of cancer. Right. It doesn't get more specific than that. And then there's something to be read into the fact that he will cease, on advice of doctors, public-facing duties. However, he will apparently continue to be handling state business as usual. That's quite a needle to thread. Not in good enough condition to meet and greet the public. It's a very public role. A big part of it is leading in words and appearances, but in good enough health to handle the paperwork side of things. I mean,
I wonder if it has to do, I mean, if it is cancer and if he has to undergo chemotherapy or something that will have some consequences where you can, see him debilitating physically, it's something that maybe they want to make sure to keep him away from the public, or maybe it's too exhausting to do the public-facing duties, but his mind is fine and he can still work.
It could be. Ramy, what do you know about his health leading up to last week's prostate procedure and now this? I mean, where was he and what do we know about where he might be heading?
Sure. Well, the first public engagement that he had was at a church service yesterday in Norfolk at the church on the estate of Sandringham, the St. Mary Magdalene Church. That was the first time since he was discharged from the hospital since this time last week. He was seen with Queen Camilla, but prior to that, he was just leading a very private life over the prior days before that. Prior to that, though, there has been no, at least public talk about the king's health when he was prince as well. The idea here is that anything was kept very close to the vest, or that he did not have much to speak of at all. Looking at his family, well, right now King Charles is 75 years old. His father, Prince Philip, died at the age of 99. Queen Elizabeth II, of course, who we just followed in her funeral, his mother, 96, and the Queen Mother, his grandmother, lived to the age of 101. So King Charles, at 75, has potentially years ahead of him if he were to follow in the footsteps of his father, as well as his mother.
Do we know if this means that Prince Charles would be taking over those public-facing duties? I mean, I assume that the Crown will have an interest in continuing to attend to important events or just have somebody out there from the royal family taking over these duties. Do you know?
Sure. At this current stage in what we know, all we know from Buckingham Palace, and they're very specific in their communication to the public and to the world, all we know is that they're stressing that King Charles will continue to undertake state business and official paperwork as usual, but again, to postpone those public-facing duties. This may be a conversation that has already been had between the members of the royal family and who, if anyone, might take up public-facing duties. But at this point, we just don't know.
All right. Because or owing to the fact that at this point there is so much that we don't know, Ramy, we're going to let you run down your sources, try to find out what you can.